Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Eye of the Storm Ministries. It's December 11th, 2018, and I just want to jump right into this, guys, because this is important stuff going on. I don't know if I told you or you heard about the 7.0 magnitude earthquake that struck Anchorage, Alaska last month. I think it was November 11th, I believe. So exactly a month ago. There's still been steady aftershocks happening, slowly going down in magnitude ever since it happened. But there's aftershocks every day, guys. Today there was a 2.5 magnitude earthquake around the same area that the 7.0 happened, Anchorage, Alaska. Northwest of Anchorage, Alaska, there was a 2.6 magnitude aftershock, and it's still steadily rumbling, guys. So Alaska is at a steady rumble every day. They've got earthquakes, aftershocks happening from the huge 7.0 magnitude earthquake. That's big. Half the world felt that shaking, you guys. So the earth is rumbling. It's crying out. It's crying out in pain and travail as we get closer and closer to that great day. With the solar weather that's going on, I mean, we got a sunspot up here in the left corner. You see, that's a sunspot. It's a huge, massive ball of energy. I don't know how much you guys know about sunspots, but sunspots are basically points on the sun where there's a lot of protons, electrons, gamma rays, and all that fun stuff, all mixing together to create a nice recipe that sometimes causes what's called a coronal mass ejection, which is an ejection of energy from a coronal mass. Simple, right? And a lot of the times we get sunspots that fire these directly at Earth. And it causes, the Earth's weather to be changed and subject to all different types of climate changes and things that happen in the atmosphere involving protons, electron influxes and outfluxes. So as you can see, December 11th, we got 3 or 4 pretty decent sized sunspots coming into view. This one is directly Earth facing. So we might expect some coronal mass ejection to come within the next couple of days here, which will cause the Earth's temperature to rise a little bit wherever these happen to hit, wherever they're absorbed the most. So expect a little temperature rise here, which I like. I need that in my life right now. We got the prediction here. As you can see, going into December 14th and 15th, they're predicting that Earth is going to be hit with this wave of plasma, this dense plasma wave from probably these sunspots that we're facing right now. And Earth's right in the middle of that, you guys. So there's going to be a definite flux and energy here coming. We're about to be heading through this plasma wave. We actually just got finished with one on the 9th. We went through a wave from a coronal mass ejection from the last sunspot that just passed us. So expect that temperature rise, guys. Today the electron waves seem pretty cold today. Looks like Mexico and Central America is getting hit with most of those electrons, so they're probably warmer down there. But yeah, that's about it for the weather, the solar weather, and the earthquakes, you guys. So let's get right into today's topic. Albert Pike, a 33rd degree Freemason, very world-renowned philosopher and master of his secret society. He wrote letters. And these letters explain exactly how they plan to bring about the war to end all wars. We're talking World War III, guys. The war to end all wars. And he explains how they started the First World War, how they started the Second World War, and how they're going to start the Third World War. And it's happening. It's unfolding right before our eyes, guys. So let's start with this intergovernmental conference that I talked about yesterday. The UN is planning to ask all nations of the world to sign away their sovereignty and jump on board with this new world order, with this one world government system in one world religion where they're saying, all people of all creeds and colors and all kindreds and tongues are going to hold hands under this happy rainbow in this huge globalist melting pot of culture. And this is very, very sinister, guys. It appears to be with good intention, but it is the last thing that we want. Trust me on that. And I'm going to explain to you why. So, this conference will be held in Marrakesh, Morocco on 10th and 11th of December 2018. So it's happening. It's happening, guys. They're deciding the fate of the world right now. And they're saying it's about the Global Compact for Migration. They're trying to make it easier for migrants and all this stuff. And you see the happy people, they're all smiling and clapping hands and touching each other. Yay. We got this over here going on. Looks like a Muslim woman making a heart with another man here. Who knows what faith he is part of, but their whole thing is peace and security. They're claiming peace and security. Peace and safety. Now let me tell you something about that, guys. Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So there's going to be no escape from this, guys. They're going to say peace and safety. They're going to say peace and security, and everything's fine and dandy, and everyone's getting along. That is the last thing that's really happening. We got peace and security, right? Because the Chinese, they're holding 1 million Muslims and millions of Muslims in concentration camps right now. People are being tortured until they renounce their faith. You guys, they're trying to get rid of all religions. It doesn't matter if the one religion is right or not. They want to get rid of anybody who's holding a faith in any sort of God, so that they can bring in their Luciferian doctrine and indoctrinate everyone into this doctrine of Lucifer. That is their plan, guys. They want to get rid of anybody who has faith in any sort of God, so they can replace it with theirs. So, following are apparently extracts of the letters showing how 3 world wars have been planned for many generations. Okay, the First World War. This is Albert Pike writing, guys, 33rd degree Freemason. Must be brought about in order. So the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to ferment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments in order to weaken the religions. That happened. We watched that happen. Students of history will recognize that the political alliances of England on one side and Germany on the other, forged between 1871 and 1898 by Otto von Bismarck, co-conspirator of Albert Pike, were instrumental in bringing about the First World War. The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. So that happened, guys. They instituted this sovereign state of Israel, this fake state of Israel in Palestine, and kicked out all the Palestinians and murdered and crucified and persecuted them. After the Second World War, communism was made strong enough to begin taking over weaker governments. So the Third World War, this is the big one, guys, must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati, all these religious differences, idealistic differences, political differences, between the political Zionists and leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the fake state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. And that's what we're seeing, guys. Nations are falling and crumbling. On YouTube. We can watch this on YouTube. We shall unleash the nihilists and atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm which in all of its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens, obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. Brought finally out in the public view, this manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. So they're going to use atheists to fight against the religious people until both are destroyed, so they can bring in the pure doctrine of their god Lucifer, who they worship. This is real, guys. This is what's happening. And they're claiming all over peace and security, you guys. They're saying peace and security. They are saying it.
The year of 2017 is reaching its end. As one of the busiest multilateral diplomatic platforms in the world, the United Nations has had another important gathering.
And they see insecurity rising, inequality growing, conflict spreading, and climate change. The global economy is increasing. Always put America first. Just like you, as the leaders of your country, will always and should always put your countries first. If the righteous men and the terrorists do not win, or we will never.
Peace and security, guys. Peace and security. Peace and security. Peace and security. That's what we're seeing, guys. They're claiming peace and security. They're seeking peace and security. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So this is what we're seeing, guys. We're seeing the destruction of all religions. And the destruction of atheism is going to come after that, because they're going to bring in their pure doctrine of Lucifer. So there you have it, guys. They're claiming peace and security. And when they say peace and security, then comes sudden destruction, and you shall not escape. So keep your eyes open, guys. This is Eye of the Storm Ministries. I hope that this video has opened your eyes to some things that you weren't aware about. And just keep watching, guys. Let's see what happens with this conference. Let's see how many nations sign their sovereignty away to this UN globalist agenda. And keep the faith, guys. Seek God right now while He can still be found. Because there's going to come a time where many are going to seek the Word and they're not going to find it. Many are going to seek the knowledge of God and they're not going to find it. They're going to be faced with this hell. And they're going to be faced with no other way but their way. The way that they're pushing upon us, and that is the pure doctrine of Lucifer. You heard it from Albert Pike himself, and that is their plan, and that's what we see unfolding. So when you hear peace and security, guys, get ready, because it's coming. I have the Storm Ministries. Grace be unto you all, in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Eyes open, stay safe, guys.